Welcome to the 39th Annual IDA Documentary Awards. We have an incredible show for you tonight, celebrating the year's most notable documentary and nonfiction work in 18 categories. I'm KCRW DJ Tyler Boudreaux.
And I'm Raul Campos. We are your voiceover hosts for tonight's show. To kick off the show, please welcome co-presidents of the IDA Board of Directors, Grace Lee and Chris Perez.
Good evening. My name is Chris Perez.
And my name is Grace Lee. As board co-chairs of the International Documentary Association, it's our pleasure to welcome you to the 39th Annual IDA Awards.
IDA supports the vital work of documentary storytellers and champions a thriving and inclusive documentary culture. And while we're presenting from Los Angeles, the ancestral and unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva people, we see ourselves as members of a global documentary community. This evening, we're excited to bring focus to a truly diverse and international group of films and creatives who are deserving of celebrating together as a documentary community for the power and beauty of their stories.
While we're speaking from Los Angeles, our thoughts are with the people living in the midst of war around the globe. The loss of lives, friendships, and the inability to listen has been heartbreaking, and yet as a community, we're storytellers of the world we live in and know that our work can not only capture history, but change minds.
The IDA Documentary Awards are a reflection of and driven by the documentary community, with nearly 200 independent jurors viewing, debating, and selecting the shortlists, nominees, and winners. We're so grateful to them for their commitment to a rigorous process and to the IDA staff who work to support them.
To the thousands of IDA members who live in 76 countries and who voted for the winners of the Best Feature and Best Short Documentary categories, thank you for investing your time and for the inspired choices you've made. This year's shortlist for Best Feature and Best Short underscore the international scope of the I in IDA.
We're in suspense, as you are, as to which films distinguished themselves this year. And congratulations to all who submitted their work to the 39th IDA Documentary Awards.
Before we begin, one more note to mark this moment. IDA's next executive director, Dominic Asmal-Wilsden, will deliver the closing remarks of tonight's show.
We're thrilled about his introduction and are inspired by Dominic's vision for the future of documentary and IDA. His tenure begins January 8th. Now to the show. Thank you.
Before we start with awards, let's take a moment to see the breadth of documentary films that came out this year.
3, 2, here we go. Ready and action.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your camera takes movies, right?
Yeah, Nathan.
Smile, guys.
This is my story and how I see it.
Ah, c'est bien les caméramans, cinéma. C'est sympa le cinéma.
There are these deep disturbances that happen to people throughout their lives.
I will continue to do what my grandfather could not do. I will fight.
The memory is not bringing joy to me.
I feel like we're living a life of contrasts.
Why? What you mean?
It's just a lot.
There have always been those of us looking for stories that keep us alive.
IDA's Père Laurence Awards is given to a film that reflects the spirit and tradition of acclaimed U.S. documentary filmmaker Père Laurence's work. The winning film demonstrates Laurence's central concerns: the appropriate use of the natural environment, justice for all, and the illumination of pressing social problems presented as a compelling story by skillful filmmaking. The winner is selected from the Best Feature and Best Short category nominees. The award comes with a $2,500 cash prize.
This year's Père Laurence Award goes to In the Rear View, directed by Marcin Hamala, produced by Piotr Grauender. Let's zoom to Warsaw, Poland to hear from Maciek and Piotr.
Hi, I'm Peter Grauender. I'm the producer of the In the Rear View. And let me introduce you, Maciek Hamala, the director.
Hi, we're really honored and humbled to be receiving Père Laurence Award from IDA this year, especially that it really is about talking about the most important and vital social issues of our times. And this is what our film is about. It's about the permanent refugee crisis that we're facing all around the globe, and that has touched more people than ever before. And we hope that this film will just show how important it is to end wars as soon as possible. And we hope that war in Ukraine will end in the foreseeable future as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And please don't be indifferent.
Congratulations and thank you, Maciek and Piotr. And now, let's see the nominees for the 2023 David L. Whopper Student Documentary Award. El Baston, directed by Nemo Allen from the City College of New York. Hungry for Freedom, directed by Richata Thongrue from the National Film and Television School in the UK. Letter to Ely, directed by Alexis Grigoriev from the National Film and Television School in the UK. The Paradise Park will close on Fridays at 3. Directed by Frank Eli Martin from the National Film and Television School in the UK. With Woman, directed by Mia Harvey from the National Film and Television School in the UK. Okay, we see you, National Film and Television School. This award comes with a $1,000 cash honorarium for the winning director. And the winner is Letter to Ely, directed by Alexis Grigoriev. Now let's zoom to Paris, France to hear from Alexis.
Thank you very much for this award. First of all, I'd like to thank Camille and Evan for letting me be with them in this most extraordinary period in their life. I'm also very grateful to my entire team who did a wonderful job. So thank you very much, Louise, Harry, Kira, Tessa, Sam, Marius, and Esther. And I would also like to thank everyone who helped me on this journey. So that is my school, my friends, and my family.
Merci, Alexis. Now moving to the Best Short Form Series, let's see the nominees. 99, True Stories from Your Fellow Humans. Couples Therapy. Equals. POV Shorts. Queer Futures. And the winner is POV Shorts, winning this award for the second year in a row. Congratulations. Let's connect with executive producer Opal H. Bennett, joining us from New York, USA.
Thank you so much, IDA, for this unbelievable honor. 2 years in a row. Who would have thunk it? We are so, so grateful. I have to also give kudos to our other EPs, Erica Dilday and Chris White, as well as to the rest of the PMP team, Robert Chang, Carrie Lavalle, Kayla Clements, Anique Laurent, and Paloma Hernandez. Thank you all for all of the hard work that you do year in, year out that go into this series. Also, a great debt of thanks to the filmmakers who have entrusted us with their work, and to our longtime partners, PBS. Thank you all.
Thank you, Opal. It's now time to see the nominees for Best TV Feature Documentary or Miniseries. Great Photo, Lovely Life, HBO Max. How to Come Alive with Norman Mailer, Showtime. Mariupol, The People's Story, BBC. Reggie, Prime Video. The U.S. and the Holocaust, PBS. And the winner is Mariupol, The People's Story, BBC. We are now connecting to London, England, to hear from director Robin Barnwell.
Hello from London. Thank you so much, IDA, for this great honour. We're so proud to receive this award. Thank you too to the people of Mariupol for allowing us to tell their story, to the BBC for commissioning us, Karen Whiteman and Tom Stone, to Top Hat Productions, executive producer Darren Kemp and producers Hilary Anderson and Toby Fitzpatrick. Thank you too to Guy Creasy, our amazing film editor, and last but not least to our amazing Ukraine team, Tara Shemeko and Serhii Solodko. Huge thanks.
Thanks, Robin. Now we are on to this year's ABC News Video Source Award. This award is presented for the best use of news footage as an integral component in a documentary. The award comes with a $5,000 cash honorarium and research time at the ABC News Video Source Facility in New York. The 2023 ABC News Video Source Award goes to Storming Caesar's Palace, Independent Lens, PBS, directed by Hazel Gerland-Pooler. Let's hear from director Hazel Gerland-Pooler and documentary participant Sandra Phillips Gilbert, joining us from New York and Washington, D.C.
Thank you, IDA. This is such an honor. On behalf of the whole Storming Caesar's Palace team, Naz, Sunita, Jamila, Yoruba, ITVS, Independent Lens, and Women Make Movies, and many more, I proudly accept this award. Thank you to our funders, supporters, and my family, who helped turn this 15-year dream into a reality. And thank you to Ms. Ruby Duncan and her family, and the families of the mothers of the welfare rights movement, for trusting me to share their historic fight on film. It took years to unearth the archival material in Storming Caesar's Palace. And when I asked archives to look for footage of Ruby, they were like, who? But these forgotten film reels are part of our national memory. And at a time when our classrooms and libraries are under assault by those who would like to whitewash American history, it's more important than ever to reclaim our archives. This is our history, and our democracy depends on being able to access and share it widely, so we can learn lessons from our past for an equitable future.
This film is a movement within a movement because the women speak for themselves. My mother is 91 years old, and she is one of the last mothers standing. But this film will allow her story to live on to inspire a whole new generation of activists. So thanks to you, Hazel, for making this film into the IDA for this award.
Congratulations, Hazel and Sandra. It's time to see the nominees for Best Curated Series. American Masters, PBS. America Reframed, American Documentary Inc., World Channel. Independent Lens, PBS. POV, PBS. Real South, PBS World Channel. And the winner of the 2023 Best Curated Series Award is POV PBS. Wow, POV team, you are sweeping the trophies this evening. This win is also the second year in a row for POV. Let's hear from executive producer Chris White in New York, USA.
Hi, everyone. I am accepting this award with gratitude on behalf of the whole staff at POV, who work really hard to uplift these docs. We give our deepest respect to the filmmaking teams and brave participants sharing their lives and stories. Without your curiosity, tenacity, and creativity, we wouldn't be here. These films, in the most beautiful way possible, highlight our humanity through conflict, struggle, love, laughter, and tenderness. We need more of that, so please carry on, and we'll continue sharing these works of art through public media on PBS. Thank you.
Congrats, Chris. We celebrate all forms of nonfiction storytelling at the IDA Documentary Awards. Now let's take a look at this year's Best Standalone Audio Documentary nominees. K-Pop Dreaming, Episode 3, Trot, LAist Studios, The Guardians of the Temple, RTBF, RTS Culture, NPR's Invisibilia, Freedom Diving, NPR, Sounds Gay, Melanie Speaks, Sirius XM Podcast Network, This Cold Life, Radio Workshop, Tuffy, BBC's Shortcuts. And this year's best standalone audio documentary is This Cold Life, Radio Workshop. We are now connecting with host Lesedi Mogwatle and producer Dashen Moodley, who are zooming from Johannesburg, South Africa.
A big thanks to our producer, Dashen Moodley, and our reporter, Sia Mogwena, who isn't able to make it for the video, for doing the most important work of building the relationships and trust, that really make for rich, meaningful experiences with our characters. Thank you, IDA, our supporters and listeners. We are because of you.
And thanks to our Radio Workshop team and our radio station partners, Emily FM and NPR, and most of all to the Skosana family for allowing us to tell their story.
Thank you, Lesedi and Dashen, and greetings to South Africa. Our next audio category is Best Multi-Part Audio Documentary or Series. Here are the nominees. Foretold, Los Angeles Times. Into America Presents, Street Disciples, MSNBC. Operation Morning Light, Imperative Entertainment, Vespucci. Scamanda, Lionsgate Sound. The Greatest Menace, Inside the Gay Prison Experiment, Audible. You Didn't See Nothin', The Invisible Institute, USG Audio. And the winner is You Didn't See Nothin', The Invisible Institute, USG Audio. Let's connect to host Johannes Lacour in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, I am Johannes Lacour, and I am grateful. I want to thank the IDA for this award. I'm just so happy that the entire world has gotten to see this story. It's been a lifetime of laborious love for me, and I gotta thank my amazing Invisible Institute audio team.
Irissa Apentaku.
Dana Berzos Kelleher.
Bill Healy.
Sarah Gay. Sorry, we're podcasters, not filmmakers.
And thanks to our awesome composers, Alex Sugiura and Takayasu Zawa, our sound designers and engineers, Phil Domahovsky and Stephen Jackson, and our executive producers, Allison Flowers, Jamie Calvin, and Josh Block.
Appreciate y'all.
That was great, Johannes and the team at the Invisible Institute. Congratulations. We are taking a short break from awards announcements to commemorate colleagues and community members who passed away this year. The Committee to Protect Journalists reported that 76 journalists and media workers were killed in 2023. We stand in solidarity with media workers across the world and share our condolences to their families and loved ones.
24 journalists were killed while on duty in Afghanistan, Albania, Bangladesh, Cameroon, Colombia, Haiti, India, Israel, Lebanon, Lesotho, Mexico, Paraguay, Philippines, Rwanda, Sudan, Ukraine, and the USA. 52 journalists were killed while reporting from the occupied Palestinian territories in the last 2 months. We pay our most profound respects to the global documentary and journalism community we lost in 2023.
Jess Search knew how to use 1 minute. She'd ignite a full room disco, drop poetry, bring storytellers from around the world and every end of the earth to the table, and remind us how we are bound together, and launch rockets. Ones that brought ripples of light and magic through the fog of pain and injustice. She left us with a wish. And in this minute, I want to share that wish. For as it was with Jess, the visionary instigator and community catalyzer, That wish, her greatest wish, became our mission: to unleash the transformational power of documentary film to address the two critical and intertwined issues of climate change and democracies in crisis. She made sure we documentary filmmakers were ready and didn't go it alone, that we knew that we were lucky fuckers and had armies of comrades in communities around the world seeding and sharing and fiercely fighting for our stories. So let's fulfill her wish and get to work together. Eternally grateful, Just Search.
I'm Susan Margolin. Over the past 3 months, I've heard from filmmakers, critics, curators, writers, photographers, and actors from around the globe as the news of Nancy Bursky's untimely passing has spread. Their reminiscences brought home for me the enormous impact that she's had on so many people across many disciplines: film, art, literature, and journalism, to name just a few. We all know that Nancy was an extraordinary filmmaker, but she was also a painter. This is one of her works behind me. She was a photographer, she was a journalist, she was a curator, she was an industry leader, and above all, she was a friend and mentor to so many. Nancy began her career as a filmmaker later in life. After founding the Full Frame Documentary Film Festival in Durham, North Carolina in 1998, she left in 2010 to make her first documentary feature, The Loving Story, which was Oscar shortlisted and won Emmy and Peabody Awards. Following The Loving Story, she made 6 beautiful and impactful films. At the time of her passing, we were working on developing several new films and series. She had the energy of 10 people. As those of us who were fortunate enough to be in her orbit knew well, she was a force. Nancy had a painter's eye, a jazz composer's ear, and a journalist's rigor and intellect. The combination of these qualities, along with her deep and abiding sense of humanity and compassion, is what made her work so mesmerizing and so enduring. And it made being with her and working with her such a glorious adventure. We miss her dearly.
A year of enormous loss. Thank you, Anurima and Susan, for your beautiful tributes to Just Search and Nancy Bursky. Let's get musical now. The relationship between documentary film and music is a special one. Let's see this year's most notable composers for Best Original Music Score Award. Jonathan Goldsmith, To Kill a Tiger. Leonard Kusner, Anselm. Rebecca Corriard, Songs of Earth. Samora Pinderhughes, Chris Pottyshall, Going to Mars, The Nikki Giovanni Project. Will Epstein, Namjoon Paik, Moon is the Oldest TV. And the winner is Leonard Kusner for the original score for Anselm. Leonard is joining us from Berlin, Germany.
Good evening. Tonight is very special for me I'm extremely honored to receive the IDA Award Best Original Music Score for Anselm. It is special when something goes out into the world from the heart after a long period of creation and is heard and recognized. Thank you, IDA. Thank you, Wim, for your trust and your love of art and music, for being who you are, and our wonderful collaboration. This award goes to all the musicians and my music team who brought the music to life. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Dankeschön, Leonard. On to the next one. Let's see the nominees for this year's Best Editing Award. Andreas Bogild Moniz and Thor Oshner, Apollonia, Apollonia. Carolina Sirakian, The Eternal Memory. Fad Ahmed, Q. Hendrik Magar, Tushar Prakash, Kutaiba Barhamji, Martin Manik, and Anna Hinds, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood. The 39th IDA Documentary Awards Best Editing Award goes to Carolina Sirakian for The Eternal Memory. We are doing a true world tour this evening. Let's connect with Carolina, joining us from Santiago, Chile.
This is a great honor for me. Thank you, IDA. What I love most about the documentary edition is how you discover and build the film in the editing room. The Eternal Memory took years of filming, and I watched over the years as a great love story was revealed. Thank you, Maite Alberdi, for bringing it into my editing room with all your special sensitivity. And thank to Paulina Rubio and Augusto Góngora for giving us such intimate and unforgettable moments. To the team of Micromundo, Dani Sandoval, Nico Cooper, and Marcia Santibáñez. To Julie Goldman and Chris Clement of Motor Picture for all their wise counsel. To the entire Fabula team, to MTV Documentaries, and to everyone who worked on this film, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias y felicidades, Carolina. Now it's time to see the nominees for this year's Best Cinematography Award. Andrew H. Brown, Between the Rains. Ants Tomek, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood. Curran Sheldon, King Cole. Franz Lustig, Anselm. Lars Erland Tubas Oimo, Songs of Earth. And the winner is Ants Tomek, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood. Ants is joining us from Tallinn, the capital of Estonia.
I want to thank you very much for this recognition. For me, this award proves that powerful films can be made with every budget and in every corner of the world. And now more than ever, I have this confidence to do what I'm doing. This film was one of those projects that I felt that it is something special from the very beginning, and I'm super happy by the trust of the women around me, the woman in the sauna, Anna, Marianne, my wife and daughter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ants. We are sending our greetings to Estonia. Next up is Best Writing. Let's see the most notable documentary writing work for this year. Esme Al-Mudir, The Mother of All Lies. Kater Ben-Hania, Four Daughters. Lea Glob and Andreas Bogild Moniz, Apollonia, Apollonia. Milisutando Bongela, Milisutando. Nisha Pahuja, To Kill a Tiger. And the winner is Kauter Ben-Hania, Four Daughters. Kauter is joining us from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia this evening.
I'm really happy to receive this award for Best Writing. I think it's an honor for me because writing, people don't think about documentary as something to write, but it's not true. And this award is so important for me because for me, one of the most difficult writing thing is writing a documentary before, during the shooting, and then in the editing. So it's such a joy for me to receive this award. Thank you very much.
Shukran, Kauter. The 39th IDA Documentary Awards continues with the nominees for Best Episodic Series. Frozen Planet 2, BBC America. Our Planet 2, Netflix. Telemarketers, HBO Max. The Hairtales, Hulu OWN. Vice, Showtime. And the winner is Our Planet 2, Netflix. Producer Keith Sholey is joining the show from Bristol, England. Let's hear from Keith.
The Silverback Our Planet 2 team is delighted to receive this award. It was a big team, but special credit has to go to the series producer Hugh Cordy, the two producers Ed Charles and Toby Noland. And thanks too to the Netflix team. It's always great working with you guys, especially Adam Del Deo and Cameron Jewell. Thank you.
Our next category is Best Multi-Part Documentary. The nominees are Algiers, America, Hulu. Burden of Proof, HBO Max. Deadlocked, How America Shaped the Supreme Court, Showtime. Dear Mama, FX. Ladies First, A Story of Women in Hip Hop, Netflix. And the winner is Dear Mama, FX. Let's connect with director Alan Hughes for his acceptance speech.
I want to thank the IDA for this wonderful award. I want to thank Lasse Yarbe, FX Networks, the Tupac estate and family, and especially Tupac and Afeni Shakur for this incredible award, acknowledging their journey and their wonderful story. Thank you.
We have 4 more categories left to award this evening. Let's continue with the Best Music Documentary nominees. Keeping the Music Alive, directed by Sarah El-Younsi and Mandakini Galat. Little Richard, I Am Everything, directed by Lisa Cortez. Max Roach, The Drum Also Waltzes, directed by Ben Shapiro and Sam Pollard. Milli Vanilli, directed by Luke Coram. Pianoforte, directed by Jacob Piatek. And the winner of the 2023 Best Music Documentary Award is Max Roach, The Drum Also Waltzes. Joining us from New York, please welcome directors, producers Ben Shapiro and Sam Pollard.
Thanks to the IDA and the members for this award. It's a great honor coming from our peers. We are proud this film is part of the current season of PBS's American Masters. Thank you to executive producer Michael Cantor and to PBS. Thanks to the Roach family who have been supportive throughout the project, and we're grateful for the essential support from the Rivada and Riva and David Logan and Ford Foundations and Black Public Media.
This film is an effort to tell the story of some of the greatest musical artists this country has produced, Max Roach and many others. We want to pay special tribute to those who spoke to us for the film and have since left us: Harry Belafonte, Jimmy Heath, Greg Tate, Ray Mantilla, and Randy Weston. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam and Ben. And now we are on to the Best Director Award. Our committees nominated the following 5 directors for this year's Best Director recognition. Esme El-Mudir, The Mother of All Lies. Milisutando Bongela, Milisutando. Lea Globe, Apollonia, Apollonia. Sarvnik Kaur, Against the Tide. Theo Montoya, Angel 69. And the winner is Esme El-Mudir, The Mother of All Lies. We are zooming to Morocco this time to meet Esme.
Hello everybody, this is Esme from Morocco. Incredible news. I am the best El-Mudir of International Documentary Association. Listen to this, please. My name is El-Mudir. El-Mudir means in Arabic, boss director. And I won the prize of the best director of IDEA. This is so special for me. Thank you so much, dear member and team of IDEA. Thank you to everybody who support this film. To the next. Bye.
Thank you, Esme. Congratulations for the incredible achievement. The winners of the following 2 categories are determined by votes from IDA members. Our members across the globe streamed and voted for Best Short and Best Feature Documentaries of the Year. Thank you to all members for participating. We had a record voting turnout this year. The 10 nominees for the Best Short Documentary are How to Carry Water, directed by Sasha Wartzel. Incident, directed by Bill Morrison. Liturgy of Anti-Tank Obstacles, directed by Dimitro Sukoltiki-Sobchuk. Dipped in Black, directed by Derek Lynch and Matthew Thorne. Grandma and Grandma, directed by Sean Wang. Neighbor Abdi, directed by Due Dijkstra. Raat, Nighttime in Small Town India, directed by Arti Ahwar, Ashraf Hussain, Rajkumari Ahwar, Vikas Khatri, Tabusam Ansari, Kulsum Khatun, Kushi Bano, Parmeshwar Mandrailaya, Parmeshwar Mandrawalia, Santra Chortia, Rajkumari Prajapati, Manisha Chanda, Anita Sin, Rani Devi, Ashfaral Sheikh. Suddenly TV, directed by Rupa Gogineni. The Unicorn in Snow Pants Suddenly Ran Off, directed by Philip Schaefer. The Veiled City, directed by Natalie Kubitz-Brady. We only recite directors here due to time constraints. Films are collaborative works of art. Please check for more credits on our website. And the Best Short Documentary Award goes to Incident. Joining us from New York, please welcome director-producer Bill Morrison and producer Jamie Calvin.
Hi, I'm Bill Morrison, the director of Incident. I'd like to thank the IDA and its members for voting for our film. We recognize that it's a challenging film that other programmers have shied away from. And I want to thank the Chicago Humanities Festival in particular, where the film premiered in Chicago and was attended by the victim's mother. The film would not exist if it were not for the journalistic work of its producer, Jamie Calvin, who obtained the footage from the Chicago police. And I want to thank Jamie for trusting me to retell this story with the footage he fought to obtain.
Hi, I'm Jamie Calvin. I would only add that when we screened the film in Chicago, the victim's mother said that she hoped that the film would tell the world what really happened to her son. This award, for which we're profoundly grateful, only enhances that possibility. Thank you.
The final award for this year is Best Feature Documentary. Let's see short clips from each nominated feature.
No era solo una película de ficción. Ángel 69 tenía que ser una película sin fronteras, sin género. Una película trans.
Det er et projekt. Det er en kontinuation. Det er noget, der startede, da jeg blev født. Da det blev ved.
I would rather represent the resilience of Ugandans. We stand for equality and dignity for everybody.
I'm also a dreamer, but I don't understand why my dreams can't come true.
Амор, она не без конца. Мы летом, мы после войны обязательно нам поедем.
What does it mean to have white friends in a place like South Africa?
لا يزيغ عنها زائغ. نحن حريصون عليك كما أنت حريصة علينا.
C'était un jeune marin qui revenait de guerre. C'était un jeune.
हिंदुस्तान के खिलाफ बातें करता है, घर में घुसकर मारेंगे तुझे।
एक डरा हुआ पत्रकार लोकतंत्र में अधमरा नागरिक पैदा करता है.
The nominees are Against the Tide, directed by Sarnik Kaur. Angel 69, directed by Theo Montoya. Apollonia, director Lea Globe. Bobby Wine, The People's President, directed by Moses Buayo and Christopher Sharp. Going to Mars, The Nikki Giovanni Project, directed by Michelle Stevenson and Joe Brewster. In the Rear View, directed by Mashik Hamala. Milisutando, directed by Milisutando Bongela. Q, directed by Jude Chahab. The Mother of All Lies, directed by Esme El Mudir. While We Watched, directed by Vinay Shukla. The winner of the 39th IDA Documentary Awards Best Feature Documentary is Bobby Wine, The People's President. Please welcome co-directors Moses Buayo and Christopher Sharp, joining us from Los Angeles, California.
My name is Christopher Sharp, and I'm the co-director of the film Bobby Wine, The People's President. We're delighted to win this award. Bobby and Barbie and all those fighting for freedom and democracy in Uganda are made safer by the awareness of their story. Since the film came out, the dictatorship in Uganda has been increasingly restrained. If there was ever a case of a documentary making a difference, this is it. The film might play a part in liberating a nation from 38 years of tyranny. Your support means more than you can possibly imagine. Thank you so much.
I am Moses Buayo, the co-director and one of the cinematographers of the film. This film is a testament to the courage and determination of Bobby Wine, his wife Barbie, and the people of Uganda, and all those brave opposition leaders of the world. This recognition is immensely gratifying. The awareness and education this film has brought to world audiences has arguably kept Bobby Wine alive and out of prison for now. All those around the world who are fighting for justice, democracy, and freedom, we see you and support you. Thank you to the IDA for this incredible honor. Thank you to all the nominees and all the partners who have supported us and helped us make this film. Southern Films, Ventureland, Quiet, and National Geographic Documentaries. I dedicate this award to those who have paid the ultimate price, those we lost during the struggle, the kidnapped and the incarcerated political prisoners. Our country will be free for God and my country.
Thank you and congratulations, Christopher and Moses. IDA members can watch all Best Feature and Best Short nominees, including the winners, on our virtual cinema until December 31st. We now invite IDA's new executive director, Dominic Asmal-Wilsden, to deliver tonight's closing remarks. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the chance to say a few words. Congratulations to all the award winners, nominees, and truly to all the documentary makers internationally who got a story made and seen this year. IDA exists to support all those makers. I'm excited to be joining as the association's new executive director. I've been in and around film programming my whole career and had the chance to work in many countries, but honestly, nothing beats this opportunity to lead and grow an organization that does so much for the role of film in society. Even just this year, IDA gave $610,000 in grants to diverse documentary filmmakers, increased membership by 20%, relaunched Documentary Magazine with a fresh identity, presented dozens of screening and conversation events for thousands of IDA members, launched the Nonfiction Access Initiative, which supports makers from the disability community, and pioneered unionization for the industry. And I can tell you that IDA will, in all ways, continue to be committed to fair work conditions for everyone in the field. Looking ahead to next year, preparations are being made already for the 6th biennial Getting Real Conference, which will bring together documentary practitioners from around the globe in April 2024. And preparations too for next year's 40th anniversary awards. They'll be in person and we'll do something special. In the coming years, across all that IDA does, our task is to become as international as we can be. You see it already. Look at this year's award nominees. Look at who works at IDA, at who's on the board now, at who's contributing to the magazine. We'll continue to pursue a dynamic, expansive internationalization of IDA. IDA must be able to work with anyone, anywhere in the world who cares about documentary filmmaking and its contribution to the well-being of everyone. Documentary crosses boundaries and shows us lives, worlds that are not ours. In today's emergency conditions, nothing is more important than enabling us to see one another across differences. This is my first chance to say thank you on behalf of IDA for your support, your care, and your ideas. We have lots of work to do together. I will see you in 2024.